Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of The Wretched Wrench. Today I bring you 1982 Camaro versus Mustang. Ooh. If you like this kind of content, leave a comment, hit the like button. For God's sakes, subscribe. Thank you.
All over America, the word is on the street. The boss is back. It's Mustang GT with a 5-liter high-output engine, performance suspension, and options like a T-roof and Recaro seats. So whether your street is Sunset or Woodward Avenue or Route 66 through Amarillo, the word is out. It's Mustang GT. The boss is back.
That's the Mustang image. It built up over the years. Well, Camaro has its own image. It too built up over the years. And Chevrolet is trying to draw upon their old Camaro image, a muscle car. But Camaro is downsized for 1982, and that includes what goes under the hood. Both Mustang and Camaro project images and the kind of personalities which appeal to buyers of small specialty cars. Let's take a look at some of the features these buyers like in a car. Sporty styling, easy handling, precise steering, bucket seats, full instrumentation, and the fun of shifting through the gears. Those are all part of the small specialty car image. But there's more than that. There are practical considerations too. So let's compare. First, technology. Today, buyers are much more aware of the technology designed into cars. And in this area, Ford has certainly been a leader, not a follower. Now, in its advertising, Chevrolet boasts that Camaro is a whole new car, a lot of new technology. Well, to put that statement to the test, we have Paul Collins and Brad Thomas, our comparison team, standing by at our Romeo, Michigan test track. Are you two ready?
We're set here, Bill.
Paul, why don't you explain what the two of you have been doing?
Okay, well, we're here at the engineering test garage, and we've been comparing Ford's 1982 Mustang and Chevy's 82 Camaro. I think we can tell you just about anything you'd want to know about these cars.
I'd sure have to agree with that. We've taken a close look at the Camaro and the new technology Chevrolet's been talking about.
Good. Brad, since you've spent most of your time looking at the Camaro, maybe you could point out its key features. Then, Paul, you can tell us how they compare to Mustang.
Okay. Over here we have the two cars, the Mustang GL 3-door and the Camaro Sports Coupe up on the hood. Camaro has a new engineering feature for 1982, a McPherson-type strut front suspension. It helps stabilize and control the ride.
That may be a new innovation for Camaro, but it's not for Mustang. In fact, Mustang has had McPherson-type strut front suspension since the '79 models.
Yes, but this one's quite different from McPherson's original design. For instance, the coil springs aren't around the struts. They're where the coil springs usually are, between the lower suspension arms and the cross members.
Paul, isn't that the Ford arrangement?
Yes, it is. It helps absorb the vehicle weight without having to reinforce where the upper strut attaches.
Sounds like they're following the Mustang lead. Brad, anything else?
Yes, Camaro has a stabilizer bar for improved handling.
Bill, Mustang has one too.
Camaro no longer has leaf springs in the rear, which could develop friction between the leaves. That contributes to harshness and noise. Camaro now has coil springs.
Mustang hasn't changed back here, Bill. They've had coil springs for years.
It looks like Camaro is playing follow the leader again. Brad, I suppose Camaro has gone to rack and pinion steering too.
No.
Do they still have recirculating ball?
The base Camaro has the Acme worm gear, but they do have the recirculating ball on the Berlinetta and the Z28.
And that surprised us, Bill. And it probably will a lot of other people. Rack and pinion steering is popular with buyers of this type of car because of its precision and responsiveness. Mustang, by the way, has had rack and pinion steering since 1974.
Well, obviously, Camaro's new under-the-skin technology isn't as new as you would think. Thank you, Paul. Brad. There you have it. Once you get beyond the sheet metal, Camaro's technology isn't as innovative as they would lead you to believe. Mustang appears to have the edge. Camaro is also hyping innovative technology under the hood. Now, in touting its power teams, Chevy's advertising says that Camaro has all new standards, from economy to performance. Well, let's go back to our comparison test and find out how Camaro and Mustang stack up in the areas of fuel economy and performance. Starting with Camaro. Brad?
Camaro has a fuel-efficient four-cylinder engine with a four-speed manual transmission standard. An automatic is optional. And Bill, don't forget Chevy's new electronic fuel injection system on the four-cylinder engine improves fuel economy.
Okay, so let's compare fuel economy. How well does that highly advertised electronic fuel-injected 4 really do?
Pretty well, I think. It has mileage ratings of 35 and 24.
That is good. Mustang's mileage ratings on its standard four-cylinder are 33 and 22. But if fuel economy becomes an issue, Mustang offers an option, the 2.3-liter Fuel Saver. It has better mileage ratings than Camaro at 40 and 25. And Bill, the Fuel Saver is available on all models but the GT.
Brad, is that so important?
I think the Fuel Saver idea is important, especially with buyers who are particularly concerned about the cost of driving. By the way, I'd like to read you something I came across in my research. It's from the January Road and Track magazine. Here's what they had to say about Camaro's 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, and I quote, "Try to drive hard, take it past 4,000 RPM, and it goes absolutely wild with booming engine noise and a vibrating shift lever. This is a tractor engine and should be treated as such."
It sounds like they weren't too impressed. But let's continue.
Okay. Camaro has a V6, optional on the Sports Coupe and standard on the Berlinetta. But it's only slightly larger than the 4, 2.8 liters to 2.5, only 0.3 of a liter more.
Mustang has a larger inline 6 at 3.3 liters, available on GL and GLX models.
Do you want to hear what Road and Track had to say about the Camaro V6?
Sure.
The Chevrolet-built 2.8-liter engine is extremely noisy and unwilling. This combination gets a not recommended rating.
Now that's pretty strong stuff from a magazine for car buffs, don't you think?
Yes, it is. But don't forget, Camaro also has a 5-liter V8. It's standard on the Z28 and optional on the Berlinetta and Sports Coupe.
Is that a new engine for this all-new car?
No, that basic engine's been around for years. But on the Z28, there's an optional Crossfire fuel injection version, which is new.
Mustang offers two V8s, a 4.2-liter with automatic transmission, available on GL and GLX, and a high-output 5-liter V8, also optional on GL and GLX, and standard on GT. And the 5-liter V8 comes with a 4-speed manual overdrive transmission, so the driver can have a lot of fun driving it.
Now, that's one thing that bothers me about the Z28 with the optional fuel-injected V8. You can only get it with an automatic.
A muscle car with an automatic? That's a new twist. How's the fuel economy?
The Z28 with a 5-liter Crossfire injection V8 has mileage ratings of 24 and 16.
Paul, how good is Mustang with its 5-liter V8?
The Mustang high-output V8 has mileage ratings of 28 and 17. Now, that 28 rating pretty well illustrates the benefit of overdrive on the manual 4-speed transmission. That's better than you might expect from a 5-liter high-output V8.
Do the cars look like performers?
No doubt about that. They both have hood scoops, and Mustang has bright dress-up components, something to show off to the neighbors.
Camaro doesn't have any bright dress-up. Here's what the January issue of Car and Driver had to say about the Z28's high-performance power plant. When the stoplight turns green and accelerators snap to the floor, the Z28 is Emily Post polite. Everybody else goes first.
It seems more than one car magazine found Camaro's power teams to be disappointing. Brad, what is that catchy advertising line Chevy uses? Camaro will have...
everybody else chasing shadows.
Do you wonder whose shadow Camaro will chase? To sum up, Mustang with the Fuel Saver has the best fuel economy in the 4-cylinder engine, 4 different transmissions to 2 for Camaro, which means more power team combinations. And Mustang's 5-liter high-output V8 has better fuel economy than anything under the hood of a Z28. Another point about people that buy this kind of car, they want their cars to stand out from the crowd. Both Mustang and Camaro have distinctive styling. But which car offers the buyer the widest choice of models and series? Camaro comes in only one body style, a 2-door hatchback, and in 3 series, the Sport Coupe, the Berlinetta, and the Z28. Now Mustang is offered in 2 body styles, a sporty 2-door sedan and a 3-door sedan that provides hatchback utility. It comes in 3 series, offering buyers a choice of 5 Mustangs, and a 6th choice, the Mustang L 2-door in all but the Pacific states. Mustang offers the buyer more choice in selecting the sport specialty car he or she wants. That means an even better chance to stand out from the crowd and to choose the car that best meets the wants and needs of different buyers. When a buyer comes into a showroom, he's not usually aware of the level of standard features on a new car. Yet more standard features mean more customer benefits, value for the dollar, better appearance, more riding comfort and convenience. To find out which car, Mustang or Camaro, offers more standard features, let's go to Paul and Brad at our studio. Brad?
Okay, Bill. Starting with standard exterior features, the 1982 Camaro has a front fascia and air dam, the same color as the body.
Well, so does Mustang, Bill. And Mustang also has protective soft bumper moldings and rub strips.
Bumper rub strips are not standard on the Camaro Sport Coupe.
Mustang comes with standard halogen headlamps.
Halogens are available as an option on the Camaro, high beam only. Camaro does have glass-belted radial tires and hubcaps.
Mustang has standard full deluxe wheel covers and steel-belted radial tires. And Mustang has a full wraparound body side molding system to protect against parking lot dings.
There are body side moldings for Camaro, but they're not full wraparound, and they are optional. Camaro does have dual black sport mirrors. These are the optional body-colored mirrors.
Mustang has a single black remote control mirror as standard equipment.
Brad, does Camaro have a remote control mirror?
Only as an option, Bill.
Bill, Mustang also has bright drip moldings.
Camaro has soft plastic drip moldings, and they're optional.
Brad, there doesn't seem to be much chrome on Camaro.
You're right, Bill. It does look a little plain for a sporty specialty car.
I thought so too. Well, let's take a look at standard features on the inside. Paul?
Well, Mustang has full instrumentation, including a tachometer and trip odometer.
That's optional on Camaro.
Then there are obvious features, like a lockable glove box in the instrument panel.
Well, Camaro doesn't have an instrument panel glove box.
No glove box? That's hard to believe.
No, there is a flip-open storage compartment in the standard console. No lock, though.
Mustang has a standard AM radio with dual front speakers.
A radio is an option on all Camaros. It fits in the console.
Mustang has an optional console with a digital clock which shows day, date, time, and elapsed time, and a diagnostic graphic display module.
The Camaro offers an optional quartz analog clock, but no diagnostic display. And Camaro has power steering and power brakes standard.
Well, those are optional on Mustang. But remember, Bill, this is a small specialty car.
What difference does that make?
Well, a lot of people who buy a small specialty car prefer manual steering and brakes. Camaro buyers don't have a choice. With Mustang, they do.
That sounds like another Mustang advantage. But now, how does that affect prices? Power steering and brakes can be expensive.
Well, you're right, Bill. But when we compared prices, we found the Mustang buyer can add power steering and brakes and still be well under Camaro's price.
And Camaro doesn't have as many standard features as the Mustang.
What it all comes down to, then, is that Mustang has more standard features and gives buyers more value for their money, as well as more comfort, convenience, appearance, and functional features. It's interesting to note that compared to the 1981 model, the 82 Camaro has lost a few inches on the outside and is on a smaller wheelbase. It's now only slightly larger than a Mustang. But space on the inside is a lot more important than size on the outside. What about it, Paul?
Well, here's the story. When we looked at the official EPA volume indexes, we found that both cars have 96 cubic feet of space. But in the rear seat, where room is critical in terms of passenger comfort, a Mustang has 47.1 inches of hip room.
Brad, how does that compare with Camaro?
The new Camaro has 42.8 inches of rear hip room, 3.5 inches less than last year, and over 4 inches less than Mustang.
Mustang's rear legroom is 30.8 inches.
The Camaro's is only 28.6 inches.
That's over 2 inches less than Mustang. I've got a question for you, Brad. What happens to the knee room when the Camaro seat goes back all the way?
And that doesn't leave any knee room.
And they call that a 4-passenger car? Well, I can see Mustang has more rear seat, hip, and leg room.
Yes, but Camaro has improved its cargo capacity by becoming a hatchback. It holds about 31 cubic feet.
Mustang holds almost 33 cubic feet. An advantage over Camaro about the size of this package.
Bill, with this hump over the rear axle and fuel tank, there's room in this trough for a set of golf clubs, but not much more.
The Mustang cargo area is flat and unobstructed, a very practical use of space. That flat cargo floor is more than 5.5 feet long.
Well, how long is the Camaro load floor?
It's just a little over 5 feet, Bill.
And here's another thing. Mustang has a much lower liftover height, just a bit over 29 inches. It's good for loading and unloading heavy or bulky objects into the back.
Camaro's liftover height is nearly 35 inches. Oh, that's almost as high as a kitchen countertop.
And about 5.5 inches higher than Mustang. Well, it looks like even though Camaro is a bit larger than Mustang on the outside, on the inside, where it counts, it's another story. Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome, Bill.
In rear seat room, cargo room, and load space convenience, again and again, Camaro keeps coming up short when it faces off against Mustang. However, the biggest surprise of all might be the Mustang price advantage. That's the one thing Chevy didn't downsize. Comparing base sticker price, the Mustang GL 3-door has a $652 advantage over the Camaro Sport Coupe. When the cars are comparably equipped, Mustang still holds its advantage, pricing out at $655 less. And you also have the Value Option Program to give the buyer an even bigger price edge. For instance, typically equipped with Value Option Program 248B added to the Mustang price advantage increases to over $1,000. Price, the final advantage of the many big Mustang advantages. No matter how you or your customer look at it, compared to Camaro, Mustang offers as much or more innovative technology. More economy in 4 and 8-cylinder engines, more power team choices, more standard features, a roomier rear compartment, more cargo room in the hatchbacks, and much lower prices. Mustang, an image car with something behind it.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.